morning and welcome to day 2 in Hong Kong, San Francisco. But I've stopped off for breakfast at the Good Mong Kok Bakery because it's had great reviews and it's kind of similar to Bagel Bake except it sells Chinese baked goods. There's no seating inside, it's literally a grab and go, take away, eat out. So I've ordered a bunch of buns and I've got the chicken and rice and lotus leaves and also the brown sugar cake as well. So yeah, let's eat.
Hi.
Hello. Dim sum from Mong Kok Bakery was so good. If you can get behind eating on the streets, because I ended up just kind of finding a corner to eat, there's no seating available, then definitely visit it if you are visiting San Francisco or you're from San Francisco if you've not been before, because the quality of the food and for the price for the quality of the food was absolutely phenomenal. Like, it was some of the best lo mein gai, the chicken rice and wrapped in lotus leaves I've ever had, probably, especially at that price rate. It was $2.60, not including tax. If you pay for hot food, there's a tax on top of that. But yeah, honestly, the quality of the food was so good, and I love the concept. Like, I can imagine if I was living in San Francisco, I would want to swing by every day to get chan fan, to get dim sum, to get baked goods. Oh, I wish there was something like this in London. But now I stopped off at Plenty, love a pun, Plenty, and I've tried their special drink. So this is the sea salt crema roasted oolong tea, and they do Thai iced tea, they do the roasted oolong black tea, a bunch of different options. But I like it here because they give you a glass bottle instead of a plastic bottle you normally get. You still have the plastic straws, but in terms of the bottle, it's glass. You can take this away with you, so that explains why the price is a little bit more. It's $4.50, not including tax. They make everything fresh in-house. I love bubble tea because it's a drink and it's a snack. I promise that today is not going to be the repeat of yesterday, and it's not just going to be a whole Asian food tour day. I know it's very as if I'm living a day in the life in Hong Kong, but the Asian food is really good. Like, the quality of it is amazing. But I really want to try off today some clam chowder. That's a definite. I think I'm going to head over to Pier 39 and Fisherman's Wharf after this. And I also really want to try some oysters, some seafood, some crab, some Mexican. I want to get a burrito from Mission District. So over today or tomorrow, there's going to be more of that stuff. So hang tight. Hang tight. I am now at Lombard Street, which has one of the steepest streets in San Francisco. So it's very good if you want to take pictures and you want to do an optical illusion by holding the camera and flipping it so the street isn't steep, so it looks like the houses are tilted.
I'm on a trip, and you're my one-way ticket. Lost in the script, so good.
I'm now at Pier 39 and I absolutely love it here. It's very touristy and there's a bunch of like seafood restaurants. You can have fish and chips, clam chowder, they have jewelry shops, pearl shops. It reminds me a little bit of Brighton, except on a much bigger scale, and there are more things to do. But it's so cool. I'll show you. I'll just leave the B-roll running now.
And you can be the one to blame. When the fire is so tame.
As of today, the 17th of October, there are 522 sea lions currently at Pier 39. And apparently hundreds of male and juvenile sea lions came over in 1990 and decided to make Pier 39 their home, and they've been here ever since. Cool. time to chow down, and by chowing I mean clam chowder. I literally just thought of that and I'm pretty proud of that one. I think that's a good one. But we're now at Bistro Boudin and we are here to try their very famous sourdough bread bowl clam chowder. You can choose between either clam chowder or the crab and corn bisque. But clam chowder has been on my list of foods to eat for a long time, specifically in San Francisco, so I cannot wait to dig in. A clam chowder is $16.95, not including tax, and the service here is great. This is the lid to the clam chowder. It is massive, and this also doubles up as a museum. I can do a whole tour to learn the history and see it all in action. I've also got big chunks of clam in it as well. It's really creamy.
Oh my god.
It's packed with so much flavour, really creamy, winter delight, little bits of clam inside as well. The bread absorbs all of the clam chowder and has extra flavour. The texture of the clam is a little bit chewy, so that's quite nice when you're drinking the soup because you have something to chew on. It's a really interesting texture. Yeah, but this is how big it is in comparison to my face, so I would say that it's better to be shared unless you've got a really big appetite. Look at it spilling over. Foodie bucket list ticked. I've dipped the sourdough bread into the clam chowder. They've actually put the sour in sourdough. I think this is the most sour tasting sourdough I've ever had, but it's really good in contrast with the clam chowder because the flavours are so different from each other. So you've got the sourness of the sourdough and then the creaminess of the clam chowder. Match made in heaven.
One shadow, tumbling through the land, wildflower born again.
Look what's behind me! The Golden Gate Bridge. It's pretty surreal to have this view in front of you. It's absolutely magnificent. So I'm going to stop talking now and show you some B-roll of this beautiful monument. Enjoy. Oh, also I had a really lovely Uber ride over as well, and the driver was so nice, and also he subscribed to the channel, so hi if you're watching. It was so lovely to chat to you.
Don't never give up, no, never give in. You know it's out there, 'cause you let it in.
A few hours have passed and I'm now in Japantown, and it's literally like a little mini town full of Japanese restaurants. Sorry, I'm getting a bit like, because obviously it's dinner time, so there are a bunch of ramen houses. There's a place for sushi, they've got a J-Mart so you can go in there for cosmetics and homeware and snacks. It's very quiet, although it is a Monday evening. There's a place that does shabu shabu. Like, it is a cool little place if you want to come here for Japanese food.
Some of us stayed young. Tell me I'm not the only one.
You knew this was coming, so I was going to get Impossible Burger or a burrito, but I'm a bit too full, and when you're in Japantown, it would be rude not to stop by and have some Japanese food, right? So I'm now at Udon Mugiso for some udon. It's had very good ratings online. It's meant to be the place to come for udon, and you know that I love me some noodle soup on a quite warm winter's day, so I've ordered a Kobe shabu shabu udon. So I'm guessing it's going to be like thin slices of Kobe beef, which will then cook in the hot broth, and it also comes with fish cake, green onions and a sweet sesame ponzu sauce. So let's do it. One of their signature udons for $15. I am ready. Look at how thick this udon is. It's all handmade on site, and this is what the beef looks like. Ooh, thin slices. Looks like it's just cooked in the broth. You can see a little bit of pink in there. It's also got some cabbage. It's got some fish cakes, which you always see in the films. and it looks beautiful. The broth looks light. Perfect. Look at it. Ooh. This is how big the udon is. Actually humongous. Let's try some. Ooh. This is the sesame ponzu sauce you dip the beef in, and it is next level. There's such a strong flavor of sesame and a little hint of like saltiness, but it's really, really good with the beef because, let me try and dip it for you. It brings out this kind of another level of creaminess and another depth of flavor to the beef, but it's so good, especially because the broth is very light and the udon is light. The pairing is fantastic. There is a homemade dashi broth and it's very, very light. It has a little hint of soy in there too. The beef is super fresh. It hasn't overcooked despite it being in the broth. The udon is bouncy, it's springy, it's a great texture, it's not too soft, and all round, great dish.